Tools and Twisties, precision tools, performance cars. This is the Quinn half-inch digital torque wrench. They're on sale for 35% off at the Harbor Freight sale. Is this thing great or is this thing garbage? Let's take a look. You know, I've been really raving about a lot of the Quinn tools lately. I think their Chrome Master socket set in 3/8 is a definite win. In fact, I ranked it above the Icon in many ways. We just looked at the Quinn bit set, also thought that was excellent. The Quinn Impact sockets I thought were a great deal, and in fact liked them better than the Icon. This thing, I'm not sure this thing's getting the same review from me. Just so you know, I'm not always a Harbor Freight fanboy, and in specs, this is excellent. You know, this is rated at 12.5 to 250 foot torque range, 9 presets. It vibrates. It doesn't vibrate. It buzzes. It beeps. It's got a 72 tooth ratchet. But let's start with a couple of things that right off the bat I really don't like about it. One, the balance. It's kind of heavy. It feels clumsy. I don't know what it is about it, but if a tool doesn't fit good in your hands, doesn't feel good, you don't like to use it. I have maybe unfair comparisons, but I have an older Snap-on digital 3/8 inch torque, which I love. In fact, I just had Snap-on recalibrate and rebuild it for about as much as it costs for this entire Quinn wrench. This is an older, it's not an angle version, doesn't do tech angles, but I don't actually need to do tech angles very often. And then I have a Snap-on split beam wrench, which I love, and I love these split beam wrenches because you don't have to dial them down when you're done in order to keep the precision. They only ratchet one way, which can be a disadvantage, and it's a very coarse low tooth count ratchet, so if you get in a super tight situation, maybe it's not ideal. But this thing is a dream and stays in perfect calibration and can really handle anything I throw at it, and it has a flex head. And then I have a Precision Tools 3/8 inch split beam wrench. These are also don't need to be dialed down to save. The only complaint I have about this one is that it's a little bit hard to read the dial when you're trying to adjust it. Not super easy to see. In fact, how close do I have to get it for you to? Probably won't even focus if I get it close enough. So, what about this Quinn? Okay, let's start with shuts off after 2 minutes, which is a total pain in the ass. The Snap-on shuts off too by itself, and I just find it a total pain in the ass. There's nothing worse than getting a bolt in position, picking up your torque wrench, going to put torque on it, and then the thing's off. Or even worse, you don't notice it's off and you're waiting for it to beep and you keep pulling and pulling and you just go way past the torque spec because it turned itself off. So, you know, I'd rather burn through batteries and not over torque bolts. Give me a 10-minute timeout, not a 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes is just too short. Okay, so another thing I don't like about this, it doesn't appear to have a backlight. And the up-down buttons, kind of silly. I don't know if we can see it easily, but it goes up and down in tenths of a foot-pound. This is a 250 foot-pound max torque. I'm not concerned about tenths of a foot-pound. Go 22, 23, 24, 100, 110, and it goes right from going, you know, way too slow in increments to like blowing by what you want. So if I want to set it to like 22, it's just clumsy. You're just like pressing, you either have to tap, tap, tap a zillion times, or it's just clumsy to try to get it to 22. Yeah, 22, there we go. So don't love that. The handle, it just is kind of not right. It's too hard. It's just ergonomically, it feels cheap. It does not feel good in the hand. Again, you know, this ancient Snap-on, just pick it up and instantly it's balanced, it feels good. And other than this one turning off by itself, which pisses me off, I love this wrench. It's been through wars and back. But let me just show you real quick. I have just a simple bolt and a vise here. And I have these set to a real low torque because this vise is not going to resist that much torque. But if I put the Snap-on on, put it on, and start to pull, and you can see when it hits the torque, you can't hear the vibrate, maybe you can hear it a little bit, but it vibrates and beeps. And it gives you a nice solid beep. Hit the torque, hit the torque, hit the torque, hit the torque. With the Quinn, oh, see now it changed, picked it up and it changed the torque rating, and clumsy, try to get it back to 22.1. Put it on and you give it a pull in. That's close. Green means close and the red means it's torque to value, but it goes on and off, and you know, it doesn't really, it shows you the max torque when you're done. But just give me like a, you know, give me an indicator. It's torqued. It's torqued. It's torqued. It's torqued. Not a freaking symphony of sounds. I don't need a freaking symphony of sounds. Tell me when it's torqued and give me a solid indicator. So, do you even need a digital torque? I love these split beams, and just to show you how these work, you know, put it on there, give it a pull and click, click. Beautiful. So I would say in conclusion, POS, do not like it. Very unsatisfied with this. It's not an inexpensive wrench. It's 190 bucks list price, 124 on sale. Not worth 124 bucks to me. It's super heavy, out of balance, not a keeper. So I wanted to buy the Icon 1/2 inch. They are out of stock everywhere within like an hour drive, and not just because of the sale. They've been out of stock for months at all my local Harbor Freight stores. Must be production issues or something with them. But at any rate, I like everything about this on paper, and I like nothing about it in my hand. So that is my Quinn torque wrench 1/2 inch digital Harbor Freight review. So we are Tools and Twisties, and we are out.